Space Engineers. This is Captain Rick Havoc with the Terran Republic Navy, Commander and Chief Engineer of the Terran Republic Shipyard, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I am coming to you today from the Research and Development Station of the Terran Republic Shipyard to bring you a combat test and review of this ship in front of us. This is the Kuno Class Destroyer by British American. And in a perfect world, I would never be able to find anything but good things to say about ships that I review from the Steam Workshop. But we don't live in a perfect world, and I am unable to always find nothing but good things to say about ships I review from the Steam Workshop. And this is an example of such a ship. The basic problem with this ship, besides its not very appealing aesthetics, is the fact that it is undergunned. British American did not put enough weapons on this ship. That's all there is to it. And the weapons he did put, at least some of them, are poorly placed. Right here, this is an example of that. What good is having this gap back here, directly behind that one, when that's blocking its line of fire? If you're going to use, you're going to put some Gatling guns on a ship for point defense, don't put them one behind the other. Put them like side by side so that each weapon has a clear arc of fire. That's just one of his mistakes. All right. And he didn't put sufficient point defense on this ship. So I had to add sufficient point defense to this ship just to be able to do a combat test and review. Had to add these Eric's Weapons Mod Atlas Gatling turrets, point defense, and had put 3 of them on it, one on either side here, and one up here on top of the nuke launcher I also added. And if you've seen any of my other reviews, you know why I add a nuke launcher to the nose of any ship I review. It's to give me a quick way to finish off the adversary. And that's up here, and the the point defense I put on top of it. And basically, the ship has for armaments, turrets, besides there's 4 railguns in the front. But it's got 3 artillery turrets and 2 assault cannon turrets. Yeah. And most of the destroyers I've looked at, done reviews on from the Steam Workshop, have considerably more armament, considerably better armed than this one. But I guess if you don't need too much from a ship, you might get by with this one. But only if you don't need too much. If you're not facing any powerful enemies or something like that. This ship lacks sufficient punch. And it's got some interior turrets scattered around as well. Like I think there's a pair of them here, one here and one on the other side. I guess these are for to deter you know, people, engineers from trying to enter your ship. Enemy. Anyway, and there's at least one good point to this ship, and that's that British American pressurized the airlock. So as soon as you got pressure, you can drop your visor and not before you even get all the way in the ship. And he put some automatons program blocks and armory right here and lockers. And we have basically two control spaces in the ship. One is up here. This is the unprotected control space. It's not where you want to be controlling the ship from in a fight, but I can control this. Basically, I can control the ship from here and have a quick way out when I crash a ship on the planet. So that's it for up here. And we got besides the helm in the middle, you got a couple of control seats, and you got a console block here where you can one of the things you can do. Main thing you can do with these console blocks is you can project a blueprint of an enemy ship to study. That's kind of cool. So this is the upper control area, and the rest of what little interior there is down here. Didn't give this ship an extensive interior. We've got a survival kit on either side of, on right next to the door on the other side. So you got a couple survival kits, and we got some more automatons program blocks and lockers, and we have the main cockpit where we control the ship from in combat. And up here we have, first of all, the crew space, and it's not too bad. It's got some sofas and things to look at. And over here we even have an entertainment center, so we can play music. But he didn't really set up a galley area, and he certainly did not install a dispenser, which is, if you're going to use this ship if you're going to run any of the realism mods, say daily need survival kit, you got to have a dispenser. So on either side here we have a couple of fairly comfortable quarters. I'll show you one on this side, but we got a bunk, got a bed, whatever you want to call it, and we got a desk. And each of these quarters has its own private head with the essential, your essential hygiene facilities, your toilet and your combination sink and shower here. So each crewman, since you really don't want to have more crewmen than you have quarters to house them in, has his own private head. Kind of nice. And this is the access to what little engineering there is, that you can access on this ship. And basically it's a reactor room. you got your small warfare reactors in here. But you have no other access to the internal workings of the ship. Which is kind of, something. That's another thing you gotta take points away from the ship for, not giving you access to the internal workings. And so here we are in the main cockpit, and I can show you the toolbars I've set up and the internals. And I've set up this toolbar for activating the weapons and thrusters, and this is the toolbar for the axial weapons and the cameras to aim them, and the gyro controls to bring down the power on the gyros so you can aim properly with axial weapons. Let's see, and we got our turrets set with cycle subsystems on this bar, and we can cycle those to offense. Well, of course, when you do that, and you have to also do this. This is something you really need to do with every ship. You don't want to target neutrals, but you definitely usually want to target subsystems. So that takes care of that, and okay, and let me show you the internals, what there is. Like I've already mentioned, there are only 3 artillery turrets and 2 assault cannon turrets, and Gatling turrets are poorly placed. And, well, okay. I mean, it's not all bad news here. Let me find them here. Yes, I mean, you got production on the ship. We've got 2 assemblers and 2 refineries. So the ship does have production. That's that's something to give British American credit for. Built production into the ship. And these are my point defense and nuclear missile I added. It's got a dozen H2O2 generators. That's also a good thing. Although it's hard to tell how many of these he used for to double his conveyors. That is one of the things you can use an H2O2 generator for. Besides generating H2 and O2, you can also incorporate it into your conveyor system as a conveyor. And we've got a couple of oxygen tanks, and we got 4 rail guns. Like I said, 2 refineries. We've got let's see, how many of these do we got? 15 small cargo containers, but no large cargo container, and that's not a good thing. Let's see. And looks like there's no Looks like the only hydrogen tanks we have are small. We've got looks like 10. 10 small hydrogen tanks, no large ones. That's also not very good. I did put a bunch of small warfare reactors on it. 27 small warfare reactors. And we got, the survival kits in the doors. Or in the doorways, what do you want to call it? Anyway. And he gave it lots of warfare batteries. So power isn't too much of a problem on this ship. It's just, but that's pretty much it for internals. I mean, I've reviewed worse ships, but I've definitely reviewed better ones also. So let me take this opportunity to remind you that if you are enjoying this content and would like to see more of it, please remember to go down to the description and smash those buttons for me, the like and the subscribe and the notification bell, and maybe leave a comment. Tell me what you think of this ship, whether you agree with my assessment or not. And with that, I want to let you know I will return when I have this ship out on the test range and have it set up with not too powerful adversary to test it against. So until then, I hope you all have a good day.